this is Stacy Phillips, and this is my video log for Wednesday, June 26, 2013. Today I wanted to take a few minutes and talk about really kind of how I approach this whole journey and how I explain it to people who are curious and who ask me, how did you lose more than 130 pounds? And keep it off for over a year. How did you do that? I will share my story with anybody who asks me, and I do share it quite a bit. There's a couple of reactions that I tend to get to my journey and my story, and some of them are kind of confusing on the surface of them, but then when you delve into maybe the backstory or maybe think about the reasons why that person might be responding in that way, it makes a little more sense. So I don't know, with all of you on your journeys as you're losing weight, I don't know if you've ever experienced, being in a situation where there are people you don't know and somebody asks you, how did you do it? Because they want to know, and then you start telling them how you did it, and the very first thing they say is, oh, I could never do that. I could never do that. It's like almost like they turn their nose up at what you just did and just completely discount it as far as being a tool in their own lives. And I find that really curious, but then when I think about it, it kind of makes sense. And I used to really try and ask a question or two after that to figure out why they don't think they can do it, why they believe that they can't do it, so that maybe I could give them maybe some hope or some inspiration or some sort of story of my own, something that I can identify with that would help them to actually see that maybe that they actually could. I used to try and do that. I used to spend a little bit of time and effort with them after those kind of statements. And now, really, what I want to say, and I don't say it like this because it sounds, I guess it sounds callous or like I'm being sarcastic, and I'm really not. It's heartfelt. If somebody says I could never do that, I want to tell them, okay, I believe you. I've never actually done that because I really want to be sensitive to people, and I don't want to prove a point or have them be the subject of my experiment, my social experiment. But the heart of that is really, if you're going to tell me right after I've said how it can be done, oh, I could never do that, I'm not going to argue with you. I believe you. I believe what you tell me, that you could never do that. And it's not my job, whether I'm seeking to help you or not, it's not my job to convince you that you can, if you already believe that you can't, for whatever reason. I'm not a psychoanalyst, I'm not a psychotherapist, I'm not a sociologist, I'm not anything that ends in jest. So I can't, sit you down in an armchair and get to the bottom of your reasons why you feel that you cannot accomplish creating health in your own life. What I'm looking for really is the opportunity to be of some value to people I meet and help them know that they can do it because they see that I have done it, and I'm just an average person. I have no superpowers. I'm not Superwoman or Wonder Woman or anything that has some, incredible degree of self-discipline or self-control. I am average Jane. And so I know the fact, the truth, is that they can do it if they want to do it. But there's the key there, if they want to do it, because we always tend to get what we want. So whatever that is, whether that's yummy food, if we're focusing on yummy food, we're going to get the yummy food. Or if we're focusing on health, then we are going to obtain health for ourselves, because that is what we are focused on. So if somebody's focused on the fact that they can't do it, it's not my job, and I'm not really about spending my time trying to convince them that they can. So I'm kind of have my radar up all the time, looking for people who already think that they might be able to do it. and are excited at the prospect of creating health in their own lives. And maybe they don't know what that looks like in the details, but the desire is there, the desire to create the health in their life. Um, so that's what I'm looking for when I'm out and about, and talking to acquaintances and making relationships and associations, and kind of networking, I guess, in my community, is that I'm looking for people who are raising their hand and saying, tell me about what you do, because I want health. I want that. And so anyway, that's a curious phenomenon, that when, automatically those people will almost seek you out to tell you that they could never do it. And I don't know if it's kind of a justification thing for them that helps them feel better about the fact that they aren't pursuing health in their own lives, or sort of to mask their past attempts at dieting, and perhaps not being able to pull anything together in the dieting mindset. Of course, we all know diets fail. That's what they do. So, but creating optimal health in our lives, for me, it just doesn't. It's a whole different ball game. So if you ever run into me at a party and ask me how I did it, and I tell you, and you say I could never do that, know that I'm thinking about saying, okay, I believe you, and because I'm not a salesman. I'm not going to convince you of something, that you need something that you already don't think you can do. Anyway, so I thought that was quite interesting. I had recently had an experience similar to that, and I believed her. I believe that, that until she believes that she can do it, that this is not my job to convince her that she can. So anyway, have a great day, and as you go through your weekend, just don't be surprised if through the summer barbecues and things like that, you have people who will almost raise their hand, they'll almost trip over themselves to tell you that they can never do it. They can never do what you're doing, once you get into the details. And don't be discouraged. Just stay on your path that you've chosen to create health in your life. So have a great rest of your day, and I guess it's not the weekend yet, but it's Wednesday, so we'll probably see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.